been there, done that, got the t-shirt. That's what the main drag of the video is about today. But before we get on to that, usual beginning, the old Reaper. Oh, really kicks it off. Apart from that, two other bits. One sort of falls in with been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Now, I'll wear totally goth t-shirts. I'll wear t-shirts that are not specifically goth, but probably dark. I'll wear t-shirts that are very kilt orientated, so they're probably having a bit of fun about kilts or whatever. And I shall wear sometimes fun t-shirts just because it's the way I am. Anyway, in town today, found this one for £1.99. So I'm not going to show you it now. I'm going to show you a clip of video of what it looked like when I got it. Now, yeah. Okay, that's what it looked like when I got it. 60, and if I remember right, 42, implying I'm 60, but I'm really 18 with 42 years of experience or whatever. Well, that'd be a bit of an arsehole for me really, because I'm not bloody 60, but I like the fun side of it. So I bought it, as you could see, and I couldn't find tape in the shop that I went in, but they had white elastic, which short bits, not so bad, it'll stretch on the t-shirt. So I cut them into strips so I could make X's, and this is what it looks like now. And you know me, so these sleeves will disappear at some point. But this is what it looks like now. 60's crossed out, so it gives people the idea, yeah, old. The 42's crossed out because that doesn't fit in either. So I could put my age there and rechange the 42, but I'd be doing it every bloody year, which would be crazy. So yeah, that's a fun t-shirt, having a bit of a laugh at age, and so it goes. Now, you might think it's a bit bloody crazy, but the thing is, like I said before, out there in the world, there's people that know me that I don't bloody know. People that see me all the time that somehow attach themselves to you, and sooner or later they will have a chat to you, and very often it's if you got a battle vest on or something, or you got a lot of this hanging down over words, or say can't quite read what your t-shirt says, so they want to have a read of your t-shirt and we have a laugh together. So yeah, I talk so much about you've got to be interacting with people out there. You don't want people sort of sticking their nose up at goth and coming out with snidey remarks, or thinking that we're up to bloody weird and wonderful things and whatever. If you don't want that, you've got to interact with them. And these sort of things help you to interact. And you have to get over this thing of, oh, I don't like people coming up to me and asking me things. I don't like them asking about my t-shirt and my boots, and, you know, why don't people keep to the bloody self? Yeah, we can have that attitude. I suppose, all in all, there's not a lot wrong with it. some people like to be personal, but you can't have both sides of the coin. You can't always go around saying, people because I'm goth ignore me, people because I'm goth give me funny looks, people because I'm goth pull the kids away, people because of this, that, the other, because I'm goth. Because if we don't do anything to interact with the world that's out there, it's their world as well as ours. If we don't interact with them and show them that we're not all these bloody crazy things they believe, then we can't very well much complain that people are bloody weird to us. And luckily enough, with me, people, it's sort of weird. It's like you're part of the furniture. And I've said before, if I went to town and I didn't look like I normally do, I'd have to be bloody ready for people to come and tell me, because they bloody would. Where's your stuff? Where's your gear? Get it back on. That's not you. But in a nice way. They're not being bloody judgmental or anything. I don't know if I mentioned it in town, was it yesterday? Woman come along, said something to me, stuck her arms out, said, I want a hug, and gave me this big flipping hug, went away smiling. That's how we have to interact with people. It's no, and it all goes into part of what the video is about today. And when you think about been there, done that, got the t-shirt, you probably are thinking more as the years get on a little bit. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I saw a video, somebody were talking about goth, and I think I sort of heard a sentence, something like, so you get all this, you get all that, blah, 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 blah. Then you don't go out to the clubs or anything. In a sense, saying, you probably listen to the music, you dress, all this, that, and the other, but you don't get out there and support and build the subculture. So I'm not knocking people, because it's a good point. I think if it was supported more, if everybody that was goth was doing that, lots of clubs and everything would come back, but it's not happening. And so yeah, I'm looking at that sentence that I came out with, and I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, I'm not saying for all older goths, because some older goths will rock your freaking socks off. Younger goths won't stand a freaking chance. You maybe never met them, but if you do, you're in for a bloody ride. Been there, the days of clubs and things like that. Yeah, it's fantastic being out there, having a good drink with people, clubs, whatever. And then over the years, it is a bit of been there, done that. And you find that although you're still up for it, I'm still up for it, but I don't have that strong desire to do it that I was doing back in the 80s, 90s, whatever. Life moves on, it changes a lot, different attitudes, the way you see things. Some parts of life slow you down, some parts of life put you on another route. as you might say. And although you listen to the music, you dress that way, everything. And if push comes to shove, you will go and do things. It's not quite the same as when you were in full bloom with it, as you might say. It's not quite as important to you as when you're younger and you're finding yourself and you're experimenting with everything, and everything is a joy and everything is fun, and you'll stay up all bloody week if you have to just enjoy what you're learning and what you're coming across. As you go through life and you're experiencing all that sort of thing, it doesn't go away. It isn't something you dislike or anything, but you've experienced, you've searched, you've found, you've experimented, and that just becomes part of you. You don't have that necessarily strong desire to go out there exploring the world anymore, enjoying what you're exploring, because you've done it. And like I said, lots of things in life come along that do put a mockers on some of it. You have a family, you have a career. As you get older, even your health and everything can make a difference to how you used to be. So it's got that bit to it that, yeah, if we was all doing it, it would be a bloody marvellous thing, because you'd find clubs and everything popping up again, and some of that excitement would come back. Now, when we talk about that, it's another thing that I've mentioned in the past. A lot of people talk about the old golf clubs of yesteryear, and yeah, some clubs are around still. But we talk about the old ones of yesteryear, and you can take your very favourite one. And I've said, if I had the money, if I was a bloody millionaire, billionaire, whatever, I could take the most famous the most famous golf club ever, spend some time looking into it, all the details, finding out every little bit I could from individual people, and I could reproduce that club down to the last bloody atom. Anybody that had been there could walk in and go, bloody hell, this is like when I used to go. You could even do it down to talking to people that wall used to have a bloody crack in it. That particular picture that was over there had a bloody smudge on it. This had that, this had that. You could reproduce it perfectly. Now we have the problem. Golfs go out, golfs go to it. It would not reproduce that club. The look of it, all the good bits of it, all the little bits that made it special that were wrong, the wonky seat and that thing that used to squeak, whatever, all those things that people remember that were special, doesn't matter that they're all there, it would not be the same. Walk in, have a look round like a museum, you'd go away and say, nostalgic. This was, that was so bloody good seeing that again. No, it's not the real one, but it was so bloody good. Use it as the club, it would not be the same. The people of the 80s were not the same people as the 90s, of the 20s, whatever. And even if you take 2 years, 5 years, whatever, people are different. I look back at the things I did in the 80s and the joy and the fun and everything I got out of it. And I know if I went wherever I went now, I would never find that. People's mentality are not the same anymore. People's attitudes are not the same anymore. There was a 99 point something chance that you would go out in those days and have a bloody good time and go home and say I had fun. There's a bloody good chance now you'll go home and say that and be nursing a bloody black eye or something because of how people are in this day and age. That you get a lot of arseholes. So yeah, you can't reproduce everything 100%. You can have the looks and everything. You can't change people. It might feel pretty good, but it won't be that. If you played all the music that was playing at that time and nothing else, you get lots of the subculture now saying, I don't want that, I want all this bloody new stuff as well, which would sort of defeat the object, but you can't blame them. You just cannot reproduce, only as a museum and of sorts, but you won't get that feel or anything of that original. And so there's a hell of a lot. I've been there, done that. And as we're going into the future, younger ones now won't be looking back at however much the goth subculture wants people to be back there in the 80s. Youngsters today or from a few years back are not going to be there. There wasn't there. All they know is little bits of film they may be seeing, what older goths have told them, what older goths tell them they should do and not do and everything. But at the end of the day, they're just going to take in the future their youth or whatever, the way they did it, that's going to go forward with them. And the ones of today, the same, the ones of tomorrow, the same. But then, like I said, as the time's going, and it doesn't have to be that many years, then we get that kicks in. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I don't need that so much in my life anymore. And it probably does have its consequences. There's still goth clubs, there's goth clubs closing. My friend talks about one that's been around quite a long time where she lives in America that is now going defunct. But she's quite happy what it's probably going to go into, but that's to be seen. But that shows the thing that it was, now it's going to be something else, and the youth of today, older ones, that's going to be their 80s. So yeah, that as well goes into a lot of what we talk about as goths of, oh, blimey heck, if you're goth, you've got to listen to the 80s, you've got to be the 80s, you've got to dress 80s, you've got... Yes and no. It's nice, it's nostalgia, it's what goth was, it's what goth started as. But nothing stays still. However sad it is, however much we don't want it to be, if goth in 10 years or 15 years turns pink, there is nothing on this bloody planet that's going to stop it being pink. And there'll be people saying, oh, you got to go back to bloody 2019 at least, man, you know, and look that way. And they're all going, oh, bloody hell, man. I don't think they're going to go pink, really, but you get the drift. Things change. It's people going, been there, done it, got the t-shirt, something new, thank you very much. So, yeah, just wanted to talk a little bit about that, and I've finished. That really, it's part of life, it's part of goth life, it's part of the goth subculture. It's progression, all the words you want to put to it, but it rolls on and there's nothing you can do about it. And we will all use that saying at some time in our life. Been there, done that, got a t-shirt, give me that bloody new one, I like that, I like it. Give me that one about 60s and I'm going to bloody change it all myself. Anyway, like I said, I'm not knocking anybody. We've all got different views on where it was, where it is, where it's going. That's never going to change. But we do have to accept that there is going to be change, whether we like it or not. It's life. Everything flipping changes. I was a wee bonny lad. Look at me now. I think it changes. Bottoms up, folks. Been there, done that. Got the flipping t-shirt and the chili.